Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. We have a book haul today. I have some new books to talk about. I'm undecided if I'm going to show you some books that I've already put in my October TBR, which you would have seen on Monday. So I don't know if this is going to be longer than I think it is or shorter. I don't know how many books I'm actually including in this haul because I don't want to repeat the books that you've already seen in my October TBR. I feel like that's a little meh, so I'm not sure. These are just some new books that I have to show you and that I'm excited to have, and I don't know, I'm just gonna haul a few books. Some of these I purchased myself and some of them were sent to me. I will let you know which ones are which, obviously, but yeah, just so you know. And let's get started. Let's start with my book of the month selections. These are my September book of the month picks, I believe, because I haven't gotten my October ones yet, so it has to be my September. But the main book that I picked is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I have seen everyone talking about this book, and so when I saw that it was one of the picks for book of the month, I was like, you know what? I'll pick it. Everyone's picking it. I'm gonna pick it. And I'm kind of glad because everyone seems to be giving it really, really good reviews. So, yeah, the cover is really pretty. It's very eye-catching. But I'll read you the plot. Things have been wrong with Mr. and Mrs. Wright for a long time. Every anniversary, the couple exchange traditional gifts, paper, cotton, pottery, tin, and each year, Adam's wife writes him a letter that she never lets him read. Until now. Self-confessed workaholic and screenwriter, Adam Wright has lived with face blindness his whole life. He can't recognize friends or family or even his own wife, and Amelia is sick of feeling unseen. When Adam and Amelia win a weekend away to Scotland, it might be just what their marriage needs. They both know this weekend will make or break their relationship, but they didn't randomly win this trip. One of them is lying, and someone doesn't want them to live happily ever after. What? This sounds good. Oh my goodness. It looks like it should be a winter book, so I kind of want to wait and read this in like December, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to it for that long. But also, I probably could because I have so many books that I wouldn't even notice if I didn't read it yet. So, I mean, who knows? But I'm really excited for this one. It sounds really good. And then the second book I picked, I believe, is an older book. Well, older. I don't know how old older is. Okay, 2019. But I've never heard of this, and it's called The Winter Sister by Megan Collins. I really like the cover. I don't know what, I just stumbled there for so long. Oh, it's kind of a winter theme. I didn't even notice. But this one says, 16 years ago, Sylvie's sister Persephone never came home. Out too late with the boyfriend she was forbidden to see, Persephone was missing for 3 days before her body was found, and years later her murder remains unsolved. In the present day, Sylvie returns home to care for her estranged mother, Annie, who is undergoing cancer treatment. Prone to unexplained dark days, even before her daughter's death, Annie let her once close bond with Sylvie dissolve in the years after their loss, making for an uncomfortable reunion. Worse, Persephone's former boyfriend, Ben, is now a nurse at the cancer center where Annie is being treated. Sylvie has always believed that Ben was responsible for her sister's murder, but she carries her own guilt about that night, guilt that traps her in the past while the world goes on around her. As she navigates the complicated relationship with her mother, Sylvie begins to uncover the secrets that fill their house and what really happened the night Persephone died in this spellbinding and suspenseful debut. Woo! That sounds very, very sad, actually. It sounds like it's going to be a sad one, but I really like the cover. It sounds like it's going to be good, so I'm glad that I picked these two. I feel like they really go together, actually, which is very weird. I don't know how I did that. I think it was an accident, but maybe I did it subconsciously. I'm not sure. Next, we have a book that is a definite cover buy. I bought this solely because I think the cover is absolutely stunning, and that is Mark of the Wicked by Georgia Bowers. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my good gracious. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I believe this is a YA. I believe this is a YA. I think this is a YA. I'm not sure. But I'll read you the plot. It says, all her life, Matilda has been told one thing about her magic. You will use it only when necessary. But Matilda isn't interested in being a good witch. She wants revenge and popularity and to live her life free of consequences, free of the scars that dark magic leaves on her face as a reminder for her misdeeds. When a spell goes awry and the new boy at school catches her in the act, Matilda thinks her secret might be out. But far from being afraid, Oliver already knows about magic and he wants to learn more. As Oliver and Matilda grow closer, bizarre things begin to happen. Animals show up with their throats slashed and odd markings carved into their bodies. A young girl dies mysteriously and everyone blames Matilda. But she isn't responsible, at least not that she can remember. As her magic begins to spin out of control, Matilda must decide for herself what makes a good witch and discover the truth before anyone else turns up dead. Ah, we got a witchy book up in here. I didn't know this was about witches. I didn't really pay attention to the plot, honestly. I just saw the cover and was like, I want this. It's beautiful. So I'm kind of glad. This sounds like it's going to be good. I hope it is, because this cover is stunning. And sometimes the cover and the plot aren't a match made in heaven, but I hope this time it is. Next up, we have The Smashed Man of Dread End by J.W. Ocker. I believe this is a middle grade book, but this cover is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love it. This sounds really, really fun. I really am getting into middle grade for some reason. I'm really liking what I've been reading lately, and it's just been a lot of fun. So I hope I really like this one. It says, no, Wiley's not like other kids. She couldn't be more excited to move. The new house has a yard that looks just big enough for a dog. Now her dad will have no excuse not to let her adopt one. Plus, after the slumber party sleepwalking incident of last year, she's ready to make some new friends. But No didn't expect these sullen, strange girls on her new street. They seem to want nothing to do with No, but they do have one warning for her, to stay out of the basement no matter what. No's not going to let these girls boss her around. She'll go into her own basement whenever she wants. So she does, and there he is, and now there's no going back. Creepy! What a fun middle grade read. I hope it's really good. I love the cover. I love the idea of it. I hope it's spooky. I hope it's really spooky. I'm excited. Next up is The Fungus by Harry Adam Knight. I don't know much about this book, but I like the cover. I think it's very interesting. It doesn't look like a book I would typically go for. I don't know, it just doesn't look like it, but it looks really short, which is always a nice thing in case I don't love it. But it says, when a brilliant scientist seeking to solve the problem of world hunger tries to create giant mushrooms through genetic manipulation, what could possibly go wrong? The mutated spores escape the lab and spread across all of England. Toadstools grow to 20 feet tall, and a case of athlete's foot can mean a grisly and horrible death. But those who die quickly are the lucky ones. Those who survive infection by the fungus will be transformed into something unthinkably monstrous. It sounds interesting. Like I said, sounds like something I wouldn't typically go for, but it sounds like it could be a lot of fun, and it's short, so if I don't end up absolutely loving it, it's not super, super awful. Next up is another book I bought solely because of the cover. I think this cover is absolutely beautiful, and this is The Last Beautiful Girl by Nina Loren. Or Loren, I don't know how to say that. Loren? Nina Loren, maybe, I don't know. But look at this cover! Oh my god, that's beautiful. The color is just beautiful. Let me read you what it says. When Isabella Brixton is forced to move from New York City to a tiny town, she's not thrilled. The silver lining is the gorgeous old mansion she now calls home. As the former residence of a glamorous patron of the arts and muse who died many decades ago, the house has its quirks. Whole floors are boarded up, old paintings are covered, and cell reception is non-existent. Isa is ready to hate her new life, but things turn around when her classmate Alexa, a skilled photographer, suggests they start an Instagram account featuring portraits of Isa inside the mansion. Ooh. How clever. I like that idea. Wearing gowns and jewelry hidden away in the house, Isa looks perfect in the unfiltered photos, almost unnaturally so. And they quickly go viral. Soon she's got a new best friend and a potential boyfriend, and she's surrounded by a group of girls who want the photo shoots and fame for themselves. But there's a darkness in the house, and a darkness growing in Isa too. When girls start getting hurt, it's clear that something, or someone, in the house is growing in power with deadly intentions. I'm sorry, what? This sounds so much fun. A beautiful cover and a fun plot? Excuse me? This might be a YA. It kind of feels like a YA though. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's a YA book. Okay. I got quite a bit of YAs. I didn't mean to do that, but yes, I don't know. YAs have the best covers though. Like honestly, YA in middle grade have some of the prettiest frickin' covers. What is going on? They've stepped up the game. They've stepped it up. They're blowing the roof off. Like, come on. Look at this. Beautiful. And then another book. This is one of my most anticipated releases this year, and this is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. Look at how gorgeous. Oh my god, I love it. This is also a YA, I believe. This is also a YA, is it not? I think it is. I think this is a YA, yeah. This is definitely another YA. Wow, I did not mean for that to happen. I honestly promise you that I did not mean, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So let me read you the plot. Best friends Nina and Josie spent high school as outsiders, but at least they had each other. Now with college and a 2,000-mile separation looming on the horizon, they have one last chance to be together. A 3-day hike deep into the woods of the Pisgah National Forest. I don't know. That's probably incorrect. I'm so sorry. Simmering tensions lead to a detour off the trail and straight into a walking nightmare, and then into something far worse. Something that will test them in horrifying ways. This sounds so creepy. Anything that has to do in the woods is gonna terrify me because I'm scared of the woods and being trapped and dying in the woods. I mean, I'm terrified of dying in general, but dying in the woods is also very scary to me. So this just sounds good. The cover's beautiful. It sounds good. It's kind of short, so I don't know what that means. It could mean it gets really good really fast and then it's gonna be like explosive. I don't know, but we shall see. I'm excited for it nonetheless. So we're going to move on to the books that were sent to me. I'm just going to include them here because they are new books and I figured you would be interested in seeing them. I don't know, maybe we'll see. But this first book is actually very interesting because it's not a typical book that I would gravitate towards, but it's called Lighting the Wick, An Intuitive Guide to the Ancient Art and Modern Magic of Candles by Sandra Mariah Wright and Leanne Marama, I think is how you pronounce their last names. But yeah, it looks very interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about like candles and like the art of candles. Yeah, I don't know. But it says, whether you would like to take back control in an uncertain world or turn a dollar store candle into a means to manifest your desires, Lighting the Wick will help you transform your life with candle magic. Learn how to repair, find, or end a relationship, guard your boundaries, and keep negative energy and toxic people out. Ground and center, achieve common health goals, break bad habits, bolster motivation, and increase willpower. Meditate with the assistance of candles, and use the flame and wax to not only divine the future, but create a better one for yourself and those you love. I don't know much about candles, but I think it would be interesting to just read it and see what it says and just kind of learn, I guess, yeah. But it sounds interesting. I like the cover a lot. It's a very pretty book. Even if I don't end up using it, I feel like just like displaying it would be really nice. It's just really pretty. Next, we have Shade by Chad Nicholas. I read and reviewed his other book, Nightmare, which I absolutely loved. That was an amazing horror novel. I really, really, really enjoyed that. But it says, All they had to do was catch him. At first it was just another case, another serial killer to stop. They had done it countless times before. This time shouldn't have been any different. But soon, days turned into weeks, desperation set in, and the victims started getting younger. What were they missing? Why couldn't they save the victims? They would have given their own lives just to stop that monster, to finally put an end to his killing spree. In the end, they almost succeeded. But then 8 months ago, everything went wrong. From the aftermath of one monster, a new one is born. A killer more lethal than anyone could have possibly imagined, like something ripped straight out of their worst nightmares. With it comes a new potential victim, struggling with the skeletons in her own closet, the guilt of past mistakes, and the longer she waits for the new monster to find her, to kill her, the more she questions if deep down she wants him to. The desperate hunt for a serial killer, an ex-soldier losing his grip on reality, and a victim who's not sure she's worth saving come together as past and present intertwine in this explosive psychological thriller, which begs the question, can you stop a monster without becoming one? I hope it's not too crime-centered, like with police stuff, because it's my biggest issue with crime thrillers is just the, like, police things, the police, like, dialogue and what they do and stuff like that, so I hope it's not too much like that. But Nightmare was amazing, so I can't wait to give this one a read. The next book I was sent is The Ghost Tracks by Celso Hurtado, I believe is how you pronounce their last name and their first name. I hope, fingers crossed. This is an absolutely beautiful color. I love the way this cover looks. It's very pretty. But I will read you the back. Erasmo Cruz is from the wrong side of the tracks. His dad was a junkie who overdosed. His mom chose to run off rather than raise him. His only passion is the supernatural, and his only family is his grandmother, whose aches and pains he soon learns aren't just from old age, but from cancer. Desperate to help his grandmother pay for treatment, Erasmo sets up a shop as a paranormal investigator. After witnessing a series of inexplicable events, he must uncover the truth behind his clients' seemingly impossible claims. From hauntings to exorcism, Erasmo soon finds that San Antonio is a much scarier place than even he knew. I believe this is a YA horror, but it sounds really good. I love supernatural books, you know that, so I'm very excited to read this. Like I said, it's a beautiful color. The cover is absolutely beautiful. I love that. So pretty. But yeah, I'm excited to give this a read and see what it's about. The next and last book, this is a novella, and this is Night of the Undead Horrors by Eric Capitan. And I read Eric's other book, A Love Not Deceased. That was another novella, and that was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Mwah. I have not read this one yet, but it's super short, so I'm sure I will read it fairly soon, but I will read you the back. The night Aaron tried suicide, something out of his control convinced him to live and kill. This thing convinces him to go on a gore-filled killing spree. Not that Aaron needs convincing. Killing attractive women in increasingly gruesome ways, he's hooked on a new addiction. Death. Blood. Murder. But his past won't stay buried, and neither will his victims. Aaron's losing his mind. Maybe it's all in his head, or maybe his victims are hell-bent on revenge. Carnage and chaos ensue as Aaron tries to escape with his internals in place while feeding the killer beast within himself. So this one sounds interesting. It's definitely going to be probably brutal and gory and probably going to have some content warnings, but I'm excited nonetheless. It's going to be short and an easy read, so I can't wait to get to that. So those are the new books that I have recently bought / been sent. I also have some other new books, but a lot of those I talked about in my October TBR, which was Monday's video. So if you want to see some other new books that I am planning to read soon and see those, then I would check that video out. I would include them in the video, but I feel like I just talked about them in a recent video and I don't know how annoyed you all will get if I just start repeating book titles and book plots and stuff like that, so I don't know. But I figured I would just do a little mini haul and show you what I got. prepare to see a manga haul soon. I have made many manga orders. A lot of you suggested manga to me, and I have been buying most of the ones I can get my hands on because some of them are just so out of stock that I don't know when I'm ever going to get my hands on them. But yeah, so be prepared for a manga haul soon. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. I can't promise you because I don't know when they're all going to get here. But yeah, I'm sure I'll have more book hauls and manga hauls this month. Because your girl's crazy and she can't stop buying books or manga, so, you know. If you have any book recommendations or anything like that, please leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what your most recent book purchase was and if you read it or if you're excited to read it. Obviously, I hope you are kind of excited to read it since you bought it. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, movies, makeup, manga, horror, all kinds of things. I do a lot on this channel, so hopefully there's something for everyone. And with that being said, I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!